Perfect. Perfect. Right, for those playing along at home, the one on this side is a Series 1, on this side is a Series 2. So they're both bottomed out, sort of as far as this way as they can go. From what I can tell, they are the same dimensions at this end. Now if we come down this end, brackets in the same place as well, come down this end, line them up, so this one's Series 1, this one's Series 2. Get those two lined up. Series 1 is longer, so don't get caught out with that. I did. You probably make a longer one of these, but I was lucky enough to get access to a Series 1, so keep them in the correct series, you should be fine. But yeah, what a kick. It's like an inch difference or something. So close. Anyway, bolt that on and should be good to go. Alright, so yesterday, good mate Pete hooked me up with a new Tesla line. So you see this one's pretty buggered. I tried to straighten it out as best I could, but it didn't work so well. At the end it's been pretty thrashed too, it's full of grit, it's scratched up pretty badly. Anyway, the hardest part is this 24mm banjo bolt back here. So as you go to undo it, the old lefty loosey trick like bends this whole bracket around, because this is the weakest link and this is just rubber mounted like that. It just starts peeling it out of the car and bends everything and bends this line and everything. So if anyone struggles, that's supposed to be straight and that's supposed to be on a weird angle, and this is all supposed to be squared up and flat, kind of like that. Anyway, once you get it out, it's got two O-rings on it, or whatever they're called. There's one. So there's two O-rings on the banjo bolt, and that's your Tesla hard line that goes under the car. So you've got to drop the tail shaft in the middle and one of the handbrake cables. But now there's a gigantic military plane coming over my house, so I'll have to go because you won't hear anything. So that's changed out for a new one, and the rest of the rear drive line is in, so now it's onto the front drive line. Alright, so I got the drive shaft bit out of the front diff. You just bash it with a screwdriver that way and it will come out. Alright, so these are the Series 2 drive shafts, or rather they came... Oh no, I lied. They are Series 1 drive shafts. Sorry, the engine I got is a Series 1... Oh, it's bloody plain. Series 1 engine, so these are Series 1 drive shafts as well, as are these. However, these are the ones that came with my car, and they have been sitting outside in the grot for a long time. So I'm going to bank on these ones being better, because they've at least been in a shed and have a cover on it. So the boots on those are stuffed, the boots on these are good. I got to pull these apart, pull those apart, swap the boots over, clean everything, put it back together, put it in the car. Let's do it. Go away, military plane, you're so loud. Alright, so I was hitting this end with the dead blow and it didn't want to move, and then suddenly it fell off. So this side I think fell off, and in that smear of grease is a bunch of needle rollers. Now, needle rollers are those. There's like 40 of them, and they need to go back into inside of here. See, there's some hanging out, and they're covered in grease and they stick to everything. Don't even know where they all are or how many there's meant to be. Here's another one. So this is why this job sucks, and you can't even see them because they're full of grease, and I don't have my brake cleaner here. I wonder where it could be. Alright, so all my axles are now clean. So the only, well, not all of them rather, this one is not clean because the grease looks alright, and same with this boot, the grease looks pretty good in there. So those two are for this end, and it's missing its circlip. So I think someone's been in there before, because this boot is different. Sorry, this boot is different, and this is obviously the cleanest one as well. It's all freshly packed and everything, but dealing with these sucks, and I think they assembled it and then like just stuffed that in, and it works because obviously you've got the diff at one side and then the wheel on the other side, so it's very hard to pull that out with your steering locks in the correct spot, so it should be fine. Other than that, yeah, all the boots are nice and squeaky clean, so just got to put some grease in them tomorrow and assemble it all, and then those can go in the car. Alright, so again, sorry for filming at night, but this is all the time I've got right now. So This is a Series 2 transmission. The mounting points for the transmission coil lines appear to be the same. These lines haven't been damaged too much. They might have been bent a little bit, but I don't think there's any damage. So my Series 1 lines have just been like cut here somewhere. So I'll remove these ones off of the gearbox, clean them up a bit, and put them in the car. So obviously it's not supposed to go straight up like that, but we'll see what happens. And that's a Series 2 cooler, which is much bigger than a Series 1 cooler, which is nice. These are the old Series 1 lines, so they're pretty fucking mangled, so they can just go in the bin eventually. Yeah, so separate these wherever I can and clean them up, throw them in the car. Alright, so Luke came around and helped earlier. We got the transmission cooler lines in, see them bolted on there. This is just hanging here, I just got to zip tie it up. Front drive shaft is in. Tidied up a bit of other wiring and stuff. I accidentally rounded off one of these nuts, so got to get another one of them. But yeah, pretty much underneath the car is done, bar some zip ties. And then we didn't do a whole bunch else. Luke played around with some wires down here and got them neat. Plugged in the auto harness, which was good. Had a look at the battery stuff. So I've got to throw in the starter motor, the alternator, plug all them in. I got that second intercooler pipe done because it was missing the elbow underneath, but Pete supplied that, so thank you, Pete. I went to go to Super Cheap tonight, but being a Thursday night, you think it'd be open, but everything was shut, so that was really fun. But yeah, pretty much the last few parts are alternator, starter motor, the washer bottle, and upper and lower radiator hoses, and the axles, and the ECU, and put the interior back together. And I think that's it. Yeah, so I'll need fluids, obviously, oil filter, oil, spark plugs, tranny, diff, torque, whatever, everything. But yeah, for now, I'm just going to slap what I can together tonight, get it to roll, and then leave it at that, because we're going to work on Luke's V8 Land Cruiser tomorrow night, so that should be fun. Alright, I'll keep moving on these axles. Alright, so second drive shaft is in. Got both drive shafts in the car now. Gearbox is in the car. All the big pieces are falling into place. So next on the list is basically just essentials. So fluids and plugs and starter motor, alternator, all that garbage, and some belts, because I'm missing a belt. But we'll get to that when we can. So it's getting closer to being back on the ground. It's got to move today. Alright, so it's Friday afternoon. Stage is almost done. Got the old boy giving me a hand while he's on a conference call. Seems to be going well enough. So the alternator's in, starter's in, all the wiring is buttoned up as best I can. We don't have a power steering belt on there yet. Radiator hoses are in. Dad's putting the washer bottle in. Drop the oil, put a new oil filter on it. Just got to top it up with oil in a minute. Put the coil packs back in after blowing out all the crap from the spark plug wells. I don't have new spark plugs, they're too expensive, so I'm just going to send it with what it is. It'll be fine for now. Got the intercooler piping all in and everything, so pretty much put the coils back in and just put the interior back together, and then it's pretty much done. Thank God. It's been a lot of work, but still fucking cool car. Alright, so it's night time and it's kind of wet. You'll guess what time it is? Stagea time. So today I went over to my mate Brendan's house, who is selling a Stagea, and his Stagea had a sweet wing on the boot and no rust along here, but on the other side like mine had. It also comes with a nice sticker badge rather. Anyway, I swapped him my tailgate plus some cash to get this one because it's much nicer, and yeah, it's got good tail lights and everything. Made sure to swap the lock, which we forgot about and had to do it afterwards. It's kind of a pain to get out. You have to like pop the light up, which isn't easy. This bit's kind of worn out, and it looks like there was another badge here that someone razor bladed off. Other than that, it's pretty good. This badge is a little bit loose, but whatever. Anyway, to get at the tailgate, you have to drop this centerpiece, these sides. You usually have to take these out. There's a bunch of clips along here, some hand grab things that go up there. It's a real pain, and all of that was just to get at these wires. So there's 3 plugs, 2 are in here, and one of them is in the center light. That one there. Also found out someone has replaced these with like Imperial bolts or something, which is great. So I'll have to get some of those. Anyway, the main part that breaks is this clip here. So I was supposed to have some like screw down through the top of the metal thing. I don't know, mine's fucked, who cares? Someone's been in here before and done a pretty bad job, so I'm not too fussed. Anyway, I'm just reassembling everything. And come on, focus, there we go. Just reassembling everything now, and there's a little bit of rust here that I've just hit with some sandpaper. I'll just paint it, just try and stop it. This side's a bit worse. Focus. Come on, phone, I know you're dying. Anyway, so I'll have to run this over to Ivers at some point and get him to perform some surgery and likely just replace these two sections of metal. It looks like there's a bit more down here, but pretty standard Stagea stuff. I also found that my sunroof drain was blocked, so I got some TIG rod, and when I had the roof lining down, stuffed it back in. It's up in the corner there, and it pops out down behind the wheel in the wheel arch. But yeah, that's about it. Just going to finish tidying this up and slap it all back together. Alright, so I've just managed to get this broken knock sensor out. So you can see that that's the bit that vibrates, I guess, and then whatever was on the end here got snapped off. So it's pretty tight in the block. It was a 24mm deep reach with a wobble joint and that, and I managed to get it down in here. Just had to remove these fuel line brackets, and there's like a heater hose down there. There's that one there. I just popped it off its thing, and I managed to get on the left hand side of it down to the back, so you can see like that the difference between them. So this part, I guess, got snapped off when they disconnected it. So I think that the RB25 ones have a hole in the end, and the RB30 ones are closed off. So if anyone gets one with a closed off end, no hole, I'm pretty sure it's RB30, so they're actually harder to find. Anyway, I'm going to try and slap this new one in and get it to the correct torque, because if you don't have knock sensors to the right torque, they don't work properly. And yeah, that'll be just about it. I just have no idea where half of these vacuum hoses are supposed to go. But when my new ECU arrives that I got off eBay, I'll throw it in, start it up, just try and make it work properly, and we'll go from there.